Get to know your students. That was one of my first assignments when I entered the teaching program at EDS. At first, get to know your students seemed easy and straightforward, but I later came to realize that it was more than simply memorizing names and one or two interests of each student. Get to know your students meant that I, as a teacher, had to also know where they come from, their family life, their culture, their language, and much, much more. Getting to know my students yearned for a deeper level of conversation, hearing, translation, expression, connection, communication. This one simple assignment evolved into a necessary and continuous process of observation, understanding, compassion, forgiveness, love, openness, and surprise. It is one lesson that I have come to really believe in. Why? Not only has knowing my students helped me become a better teacher, but it also continues to nourish my growth as a better individual human being. When I know who my students are, I am better able to create lessons that will engage them while strengthening their abilities and accommodating their needs. Because I know my students, I am prepared to manage and monitor their learning, constantly reflecting and assessing the impact of my actions on their growth and understanding. By knowing each student as more than just a face with a name, I demonstrate my commitment to them and their learning. At times, it was not enough to see them with just my eyes, but it was essential to see them with my heart. I had to allow myself to be open and vulnerable as well, and together we were able to build that safe and secure environment to learn, to grow, and to know each other and ourselves with confidence, respect, and love. Although they differ in age and cognitive development, kindergartners and third graders, and I imagine all students, still share the same wants and needs in school. They want attention, praise, support, and they need each of these things and more. Sometimes I felt limited in my ability to provide them with these fundamental elements. Yet, each time I felt overwhelmed or frustrated, I recognized that despite the limitations, I had the ability to provide them with opportunities to fulfill these wants and needs. I knew who my students were, even if they were unable to voice their concerns to me. Get to know your students. My teaching experiences breathe life into these words. They stir up memories and emotions of my days as a student, how I used to be in their shoes, how sometimes, even today, I still share similar ideas, feelings, and spirit. Knowing my students helps me know myself. Our realities run parallel to one another. Just as I continue to grow and change, so is this true for my students. The process of knowing who they really are is not static, but rather dynamic, ever-changing, active, effective, powerful, conscious, continuous. Just like a house needs a strong foundation, so too does teaching. Knowing my students is a foundation I need to help them succeed and reach beyond expectations.